So day 4, guys, this is the last workout of the week. So we're gonna start with back exercise. We like to start with our body weight. So notice as he starts, give me 2 pull-ups. Notice as you start on the bar, you have different variations. Remember what I showed you on the bicep and the tricep exercise? Every angle hits different fibers. You wanna keep variations. You wanna do always different forms. Give me a different grip. There we go. Now he's putting palms facing him. So for those of you that can't do many pull-ups, or if you can't do a pull-up, that's absolutely fine. We can do them seated as well. You wanna bring the bar to your chest and keep the elbows down. If you bring the elbows up, Carlos, keep them parallel to your shoulder, that's hitting the upper part of your back. Bring the elbows down, that's hitting more the lateral part of your back. So every variation and angle is gonna slightly hit the back different. So same thing here, guys. 8 to 12 repetitions. You don't need to do 4 or 6, stick to the 8 or 12 and you'll stimulate enough protein synthesis to have the form of muscle that we do. That's it. Let's move on to the second exercise. So here's the first exercise of tricep following our back exercise, whether it was a pull-up or a seated pull-up. Now, Carlos is gonna demonstrate you what a tricep looks like. The reason why it's called tricep because the tricep is broken down into 3 parts. You got the lateral, the medius, and the inner head. So right now we're hitting basically the inner and medius head. Remember what I said from our previous days on our workouts? Always focus, just like the bicep, we're doing the opposite now. But the extension and flexion is always the same. Notice how he's flexing his joint, he's extending his joint. Extending, flexing, extending, flexing. Notice there's no movement of the shoulder. It's all isolated, focusing all the motor neurons, all the energy on that specific muscle, which is what you want. We're targeting the exercise to hit specifically the tricep. So show me what a bad tricep extension looks like. There you go. See, putting your body into it. Look how the shoulders move. Let your shoulders come up. There you go. That's what you don't want. Remember, it's always better to do less weight or less repetitions and never lose your form than to put more weight or try to go to the point that you lose your form. And if you're fatigued, stop. I'd rather you stop than get used to doing poor form. So here's the second back exercise. So for this sake, we're gonna show you a rowing back exercise. So one of the things that a lot of people do, they don't pull their shoulders back. When you're pulling in the cable, I want you to retract your shoulders and elongate your spine. So a lot of people do this. They just pull their shoulders back. There we go. This is what you'll find a lot of times in the gym. You don't want this. Remember what I keep repeating to you guys, it's all about form. Look how his chest is tucked up. He's extending his elbows back and he's almost like folding his back. So you're trying to bring it to your sternum, the cable, and you're trying to literally fold your back as a book. You're trying to engage all those muscles. Another thing that I'll repeat to you guys that I've said already before, you're activating your motor neurons. And how do you engage them even further? Focus your mind on what you're actually engaging. So here he's pulling, he's engaging his bicep and primarily his back. Try to feel the muscles that you're engaging and flex them. It's not just about pulling and trying to get to the number like this that a lot of people will do at the gym, just trying to get a bunch of reps done. It's more about the form and the focus and the contraction of it. Last tip, as I've always said, explode up and slow down on the negative part of the muscle. Remember what I said? This is a concentric part of the muscle. This is the eccentric part of the muscle. You explode on the positive, slow down on the negative. Explode on the positive, slow down the negative. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next exercise. So here's our second tricep exercise. Remember what I told you about the bicep curls? We like to start with the inner head and then go to the lateral head. Same thing here, guys. Start with the tricep extension. we're focusing more on the outer head of the tricep. So first he started with the palms facing down. Notice how his palms are facing up now. Same thing, flexion, extension of the joint. This is flexion, this is extension. Always on the extension or on the concentric part, which is the positive side of the muscle, we like to explode, and on the negative side, it's called negative accentuated sets. You explode on the positive, you slow down on the negative because you're almost twice as strong on the negative. So instead of give me fast reps. A lot of people will do this in the gym. Oh, let me get to the 8 or let me get to the 10. Forget about the number, slow. I'd rather you explode on the way down, slow on the way up. This is gonna take more energy and more effort to do than putting more weight, meaning you're gonna see that you're gonna have to drop the weight. If you are used to working out, you're gonna have to drop the weight to do this. So now let's move on to the third exercise. So this is the third tricep exercise. Start, Carlos. We're using basically a rope to do the tricep. Also hits more the lateral head. Now, I wanna show you guys. You have this bar for tricep. You have what we started, which is this bar for tricep as well. And then, in case they don't have those bars, you can also use these cables to do tricep. And I like these a lot because you can rotate the movement as you're doing them. So Carlos, please hook this on real quick and show them how you can go from palms up, palms down. Remember what I said about rotating so you hit every fiber in the muscle? You want to keep the movements dynamic in order to hit every fiber in your body. So look how his palms can be down and then he can flip them. He can do different variations of it. I like it because you have more dynamic of movement, okay? So now let's move on to the next exercise. So this is our fourth and final exercise to close out our back and tricep workout. These are called skull crushers. Just as I've said before, it's all about extension and flexion of the elbow joint. As you see, the only thing that's flexing and extending right now is his elbow joint. Once again, you can explode on the positive, slow on the negative. Explode on the concentric, slow on the eccentric. Now, bad form, when people start fatiguing, is the following. They start dropping the weights behind them. Now you see there's actual rotation of the shoulder, which is what you don't want because now you're engaging your back and other muscles that are not necessary when you're focusing your motor neurons specifically targeting your tricep head. There are different variations to these skull crushers. You can do them right at the forehead level, or you can bring them right behind the forehead. If you see you start fatiguing, it's better that you put it behind your head in case you completely fatigue and you drop the weights on your face. You don't want that. Now we also have, this is a standard grip. We also have the neutral grip. And then we have the reverse grip. This might be a little uncomfortable for some people's wrists. So if it does, just stick to the standard or neutral. And we also have a variation of the 3. Show them the variation of the 3. You can notice how he's twisting to the top, and then you can do it reverse. Everything that you see one way, you can do it the other way. Notice how he's twisting the other way now. So another variation for our tricep workout is this one. Guys, we want you to understand there's many different variations, but we're trying to keep it simple and basic for you in order to maximize your results. You don't have to get pretty with the workouts or the movements. If you stick to the basics, you will get phenomenal results. And that's about it, guys. This closes out our back and tricep workout.
All right, everyone, that wraps it up for our workout training video. We hope you really enjoyed it, whether you were a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. We hope that this was useful and that you learned a lot. If you have any questions, of course, there's details On the bottom of the email that you should read, as Mike's explained throughout the video, there's many variations to different workouts, so make sure you read the email. And if you still have questions, make sure that you reach out to us, give us a call, or reach out to your care coordinator and your coach, and he'll be happy to go over all the details for you. For now, stay healthy.
And God bless.